Okay, we're back after that fiasco. My Lord, where did we go with that segment?
Act natural, everyone.
We want to say something to Yelp Bazaar. Yelp Bazaar is coming on and coming up, and we want to introduce you to some friends of the show. We've got Brittany Smith over there, Associate Regional Director of Midwest Marketing and Community over at Yelp.
It's quite a long title.
Thanks a lot for that.
Doing all the things.
It just keeps going.
Yeah. Heather Givans, Fabric Concierge.
Yes,
I love that. As well as Quilter-in-Chief at Crimson Tate.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
More than welcome. And we also have owner of Aahaa Chai, Raji Muthukrishnan.
Hey, good job. Thank you.
I think that was probably the most arduous title slide that I had there. But you know what? We love having you guys here. Okay, we've got to know, what is Yelp Bazaar?
Oh, man. It is a whirlwind pop-up party one night each year in December where we are bringing together more than 150 local businesses under one roof to get people to shop local during the holiday season, bring their Christmas shopping list with them, and they can nail it throughout Central Library. Wow. All the floors, you're going to find something to hit everybody on your list.
Empty out your wallet.
That's right.
Just like walk in, go like this, and you're good.
We even provide an ATM, so there are no excuses. If it's a cash-only business, you're still going to make it rain on them. So.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
So for everything that we talk about on the show, choose local and choose local often. You can literally choose local by floors at Central Library.
Yeah. Everything from local spirits to Indiana-shaped pillows to local chai and great stocking stuffers, the full gamut. And each year we keep having more items that are kid-friendly, more items that are great for men,
organic,
kind of working,
and dogs.
Exactly.
It's literally, that's my favorite event in Indianapolis is the bazaar. It is my
compliment.
favorite event because it's massive. It's in a beautiful location. Yes. And you can literally, if you have like the aunt in your life that you don't know what to buy her, you will go to this event and be like, oh my God, she totally needs that wicker, the wicker
the thing
basket
you never knew
and
existed.
The thing and the doohickey. Like that would be perfect for her.
Yes.
There's no excuse. Everyone should go to this for sure.
Yeah. There's definitely a story behind every item that you're finding there. And it's for all ages, which I think is pretty fun because it is part party, part shopping. So even if you're not someone who enjoys shopping, there's going to be local beer and wine and spirits to sample. So you can find something for you
really need to stop there first.
It makes them spend more money.
Absolutely. It gets you in that bizarre mindset, right?
Yes.
And take breaks throughout.
Yes.
Go get another drink. Next
exactly.
floor.
They're
really
like,
a floor.
yes.
That's how it works. That's exactly what happens. Just coins and dollar bills or Collins. Yes.
I'm getting kind of scared now.
No, it's awesome.
You got to check it out.
Anything goes at the Yelp Bazaar.
Yes. Holy crap. Okay. So we do have two business owners here that will be participating at the event. So let's talk about our ladies here and the organizations that you represent.
I'm Raji, and as you said, I'm the owner, founder, crafter, blender, all in all of Aahaa Chai. We are a 2-year-old business, and we make anything from loose leaf chai blends to ready-to-drink chai and chai concentrate.
All the chai
concentrate.
things.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I realize many customers love chai, but they don't want to make it at home. So this is a very easy way where everything is made for them. All they have to do is add hot water or milk, make a latte, just heat it up, or in summer.
But that's
just
optional,
have it as a
right?
cold chai.
I could drink the chai straight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Sugar overload.
Hardcore, yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's fantastic. And we have a few products there that you brought with you.
So
don't show my brother his Christmas gift. In case you're watching.
This is our loose leaf blends, and we have over 6 varieties of chai. So one of my mission is to provide our customers different varieties, which has base from different countries and different spices, and at the same time delicious. And with all these varieties, I still want to stay true to my roots and make it authentic. So that's our mission. And
very cool indeed. And only 2 years old.
Yes, 2 and a half.
There you go. All right, and we also have the Quilter-in-Chief here.
Yes.
So tell us about your organization.
Crimson Tate started solely as a fun way to sew some things and sell them, and then now eventually here we are. 7-8 years later, and we have a storefront on Mass Ave. And so it really has taken the amazing events like the Yelp Bazaar to build a really awesome customer base, which is what this is. That pop-up party absolutely encompasses like what this event is. And so I spend a lot of time doing the craft fair, schlepping my stuff around. And this is one of the events that we still do. Like, we don't do as many events because obviously we have a storefront where we sell sewn goods of a little bit, but mostly we sell fabric, and we teach classes on how to sew and teach kids how to sew, adults how to sew. So we kind of do a lot of things. We write quilt patterns. I design fabric.
Really cool fabric.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on at Crimson Tate, 845 Massachusetts Avenue.
I was going to say, that's what I think of, Heather. I think of you as being on that east end of Mass Ave. You were one of the pioneers that now that is all filling in right across from where, the West Elm Hotel is going to be. That's a happening area.
Yeah, it's really great. It's a really handmade area up on our end between chocolates and homespun. Yeah.
Indy Reeds. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the awesome end.
Yeah, it's a very cool area. So as I'm understanding the bazaar here, for our audience who looks for local, and I mean, like we were just talking about, there's an entire focus on how to find local businesses and be able to provide commerce and growth. My gosh, what you're doing is you're bringing them all in one space, and what a fantastic way to relate and understand all the stories of these different businesses, because these are not national chains. These are all local businesses. Fantastic.
Well, it's really serving as like a marketing arm for these businesses who might not have the time or the know-how how to execute marketing on their own. If you get enough people here, the marketing is done for you all for a while. I mean, once you have new eyes on your products, you're taken care of for at least a hot minute after that. So
we try to, it's with looking at the event, we tell them like, we have no marketing dollars to promote this event. So we're just very much like a local small business. We kind of work together to promote it. It's a win-win for everybody. 7,000 shoppers in one night. So if you can picture 3.5 hours at Central Library, the floodgates open. It is a little crazy in the beginning. My number one tip is always start at the top, work your way down, because everybody starts right there at the beginning, which sounds like such a simple thing, but
start with a drink and then start.
Do they have
some drinks at the top?
That's
actually.
it?
Oh, good. We did this last year. We're like, first, so many folks to the top get a complimentary drink. We're like, we're gonna ship them right to the top as fast as we can, and then kind of split up that flow. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
We gotta position the spirits strategically.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at that. That is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so is your product, but the building itself, the library is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things, too, for this event. In the past, every year, the place that we choose to host it is very much a part of the process, too. So Central Library, so many people have never been in our Central Library, and it is stunning, and it is such a great space. So last year, we had almost 200 people get a library card for the first time, which for me is such a celebration. We had
oh, my gosh. Yeah, the gong. Oh, my gosh, the gong. Every time someone would get a library card, they would ring the gong. It was amazing.
And then I would cheer and be running around. Yeah. And then before that, that's how you keep the energy going. And the old City Hall on Alabama Street, we were just talking about that. We cleaned up that space and hosted it in there one year when it was vacant. So really choosing spaces that we can shine the light on and bring all the businesses together.
So you touched on this a bit in your answer in terms of you have the storefront, so you don't really necessarily need to attend a lot of these events. But why this one in particular? Why should local businesses want to do this event and participate in this event?
Absolutely. It is such high energy and such good energy. And it really is that sort of synthesis and banding together of these small businesses that really do take you to the next level. Like, it's absolutely what you've already described as far as like being able to push forward much harder and much faster in a way that you couldn't do on your own. And so banding together is a big part of it. It's just a really great night. It's really fun. It's always high energy. People really are there to shop. Like, they're there to like check people off their lists, and the discovery of some amazing things, things that you've never seen before. And all of my employees, like, we're always like, who's going to, like, will you watch the booth so I can leave? Like, because
I bet.
Yes,
well, it's one of those environments where nobody's going to that event mad, sad. Everybody who's walking in there is like sugar high usually, or caffeine, buzzed, and then just ready to shop.
If they're mad, it's because I can't get in the door fast enough. That's the only. The line starts building like an hour in advance.
No, but it's awesome.
Crazy. Yeah.
The line adds a whole nother dynamic of like, I get to go to this. This is awesome. Yeah. What about you, Raji, in terms of...
Last year was our first year, and I had no clue what to expect. And as you said, all of a sudden the line opened and people started coming in. Me and my husband were like, what should we do now? And as Heather mentioned, so lively. They even went on until 10 p.m. and we did not even feel a bit. It went so fast. It was so lively, and I just loved it. And not just on the day of the event. I have had several customers who walked up to us at the farmers market later on, said that they met us at Yelp Bazaar, and it got us so many customers and opened us to a whole new set of customers. So
it's really cool.
And they do a great job. They do such a great job.
Every year I'm like, whoa, do we want to do this again? It's literally like the energy of these people that make it so worth it.
And we all say, oh my gosh, if Brittany asks you to do this, you need to do it.
No pressure there. So, in that space, how many years have you been doing the bazaar again?
Yeah, I think this year is the 7th year. It's so funny. I have a hard time keeping count. But as it's grown each year, more and more businesses, the tricky thing is each year we have to find a space that's bigger to accommodate it, and the demand from businesses wanting to participate, because it's free for the businesses to be a part of it, which is kind of unique in the world of being at fairs. So we have to curate the list and go through all the applications, and there's over 100 on the wait list for the event. So it's a little tough going through it. You're like, man, I wish we had more spots. I wish we could have more. So it's very strategic to make sure that we don't have 100 soap businesses or 100 jewelry business. We want to make sure it's diversified, new businesses in there too. So
could it ever become a 2-day event?
I've been asked that a lot, and I think it would lose
or like a
little bit of momentum.
Or a year long. Can we just do like all the time?
I think that's called a mall. I don't know for sure.
I think it would take a certain vibe out of it. Honestly, I've been asked that a lot. I think it would take a certain aspect away from it. I'd probably want to physically die after 2 days, as the business owners would.
You got plenty of chai tea to pop you right back up.
Yeah, you got to build that momentum. If anything, we just have a bigger space. And I think one thing to always remember, people think of Yelp as the bazaar in Indy, but this is one of like 60 events we do throughout the year.
You are pretty busy.
The week before we're doing other events, we're like, we're doing all these events at once. So
How long does it take to actually plan one bazaar? I assume you're doing this year round planning.
Pretty close. June is when the applications open, and then that's by the end of that month we're letting businesses know if they're in, and then it rolls from there. We try to give ourselves like 3 months to not talk about the bazaar and then move on to the next year. So everybody's like getting their breath, after the holidays, and then we get back into it again.
And mention again when it is.
December 7th. It's a Thursday night.
I've already RSVP'd.
Way to go.
And Tyler, our social media manager in the other room, is coming too.
Way to go.
We're gonna come together.
Oh yeah. So you got to be prepared. You got to look at the business list in advance and know, what you want to scope out.
Pull some money from savings.
Yes. And the goal is that people will come, like Heather was saying, and not just go to all the businesses they already know, but we kind of mix the businesses up so that you do stumble upon new ones and you walk away and you're like, I discovered like 10 new businesses tonight. So
to that point, have you heard how much this helps local business?
Yeah.
And do you have any stories that you can tell about that?
Yeah. So financially, we pulled the numbers. Last year, I didn't do it, but the year before, it was over $250,000 sold, our money spent
at the event, right.
within 3.5 hours. And then I imagine it was even more. It was probably more last year, because I think last year we had almost 2,000 more shoppers. That's how much it grows. It grows. We're at the point actually where we don't want too many more, just for safety within the space. And then for a lot of businesses, it's their first time getting out in having human contact with some people, because they're used to doing like Etsy type platforms, or it really gives them a chance to meet the shoppers and build relationships. And then the other thing I think is really cool is the businesses that are connecting. We think so much just about the customer to business, but then there's the business to business. And I love seeing like your collaboration with the ice cream cream business in Bloomington, just different connections and collaborations that stem out of that is really cool.
If you need to start limiting people, you should do like a supermarket sweep style where like you only have a certain amount of time to like go in and do it, and then you have to be out at a certain time.
It's so sad at the end of the night when the shoppers were like, it's time to end. And people are just shopping like crazy. But yeah, it's so fun.
We have long lines and people waiting, walking like this.
Yeah.
So,
They're like, don't end it. Yeah.
Also, can you tell us about parking? Because I know that's always a
gosh.
challenge. So what should Tyler and I do with our car when we go to this event?
So this is Brittany on a soapbox. I'm like, Indiana, Hoosiers, you need to walk. Now, I'm like, it is an urban setting. We cannot build new parking lots to accommodate this event. So that is one of the tricky things. Uber is an answer, going together with your friends, because there are only so many spots in that area. Central Library, the spots fill up very quickly. We try to partner with lots surrounding there. So we send out an email about a week in advance with parking tips with those lots that are nearby. But we really, really encourage Uber, because otherwise you're going to probably be walking a little bit.
And walking.
Yep. Being prepared to walk, because at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do with downtown venues. That's true. That is the answer. Yeah. You can't build a parking garage for it.
It needs to be floating someplace and just kind of follow Yelp wherever you guys are going.
Yeah. Parking is always the number one question. Yeah.
So we certainly want to also shout out to Drink GP as well as Upland Brew Company. They're going to be out there as well.
Yes, they are. Actually, Garden Party, I think Aaron's going to be on the top floor. It's one of those businesses that you can hustle to the 6th floor to get some drinks to start it off.
That's where I'll start.
Yeah. There you go. Inside scoop.
There it is. Well, it's a huge event, and what a great shopping experience, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So you're asking the participants to RSVP. Mm-hmm. Where do they do that?
So you just go to yelp.com /events. It'll be the event you see right there. Most of the businesses that you're seeing on the list also have it posted on their websites and social.
Yep.
It's literally the only thing we ask of attendees, so we can kind of prepare for how many folks are coming, so we can give them parking tips in advance, because it's hard to get all that information out the door without contact. And it is a free event for attendees, all ages, free for the businesses. So we're like, the one thing is
and
the
there's
RSVP.
a free component. The first, what number of people get?
Totes.
Yes,
the
totes.
People go nuts over the totes.
Well,
it amazes me.
Who doesn't need another tote in their life?
Oh gosh, this year I think we have about 800 shopping totes, which sounds like so many, but literally in about 20 minutes, those get knocked out. So the first 20 people who check in to the event on the Yelp app, they show it to them, they get a shopping tote. And their hearts are crushed if an hour in they don't get that free tote.
Yeah, like a black market tote environment.
I know,
all of a sudden people are buying.
You lift up your suit, open the suitcase.
Yeah, got some
years
totes
past.
here.
Yep. Right
Tote scalpers.
Yeah.
Top dollar. Which one do you sell?
That's right. Right at the information desk in the main atrium. That's where we have like a team of like 10 people handing out the totes. So yeah, I actually forgot about that. Need to get ready for it.
need to order those totes.
I've already got them ordered. I got them.
Like a tote SWAT team.
I know, it's crazy.
Well, if we could wrap up with this segment by just asking, what would you say to the business owners here, say about the bazaar, and in like one sentence to other aspiring business owners, how valuable this is for potentially their visibility in the local space?
As we were talking about the economy that it pulls, El Bazaar is the toppest grossing event for us. And I've heard that from many other business owners too. So it adds so much value. And as I mentioned earlier, it introduces you to a lot of customers, and I got a lot of fellow business friends too through that. So you get a lot of exposure, which is like very, very important, even than money for us. Right. And so that is a very important thing. And third of all, events like this that pulls more crowd. That like they do a great job in advertising and even reminding us, like, you know, they
Don't forget to tell your followers.
come on, 100 more days to go, 90 more days to go, and we need it. Like, you know, it really motivates us, keeps us pumping, and we start thinking about what should we introduce new to El Bazaar, like, you know, what should we get new. This is a great way of showing you not about your product, what you offer new, to talk to your customers, to tell them where they can find you and all these things. So it's like Black Friday.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you give them plenty of time to plan their outfits too. Like you have 30 days, you have 19 days to decide what you're going to wear.
We count down like tennis shoes.
and a sweatband. Like.
Yeah, that's what I always tell my team. I'm like, wear your tennis shoes. Get ready.
Well, and that's the reality of it too. It really is super magical. And Brittany and the whole Yelp team really are so upbeat and friendly and are there to help. And as a business owner who's done this for a few years now, it is also our chance to sort of reinvent and test some things and see, let's see if this goes, you know, and be clever with what we do. So we don't always bring the same things that we've always done. We always like to insert something new. So just being given that opportunity with an instant audience who are there and ready to participate and engage with you is pretty incredible. So big thanks to Brittany and the Yelp,
you guys.
to
You
the
guys
Yelp
make
team.
it so rich for me. Thank you.
Not unlike a chai extract, right?
Yeah.
Or concentrate.
I don't
So
want to make
it's
it.
in my head now. You really
He's ready to try it.
I
All
want to try
right.
it.
Just
So
try it.
go to Yelp.com. Go check out the events section. You'll be able to see that. I mean, and there's the URL underneath. But just go to the events. You'll be able to see the top listing there for Yelp Bazaar. December 7th. It starts at when?
6:30 to 10 p.m.
To 10 p.m. 4 hours.
And they do kick
that's
you out
great.
at 10. I've tried.
We do. We're like, the library's doing us a big favor, so we start sweeping the floor. So get it in there. Yeah.
Pressure's on. So bring the monies, all the monies, and shop local there. You certainly want to follow Yelp Indy over on Twitter, Yelp Indy, as well as on Facebook, Yelp Indy. This is what local's all about. And these type of events are a rarity, although Yelp's doing this regularly throughout the entire year. A bazaar like this, you get to meet so many local faces, and you can see the kind of awe-inspiring brands that are there that are trying to give back to the Indianapolis environment, both from an economic standpoint, but also a social standpoint as well. So go out to the bazaar and make sure that you choose local, and choose local often. Every one of the floors go up, and make sure that you heard it on Edge of Indy.